Hello and welcome to the Enlighten Me with Ronny podcast, with your host Ronny. Before we start this conversation, let's jump to our esteemed panel of global leaders. First out is George Bush. How are you today?
Vision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq.
Okay, well that's weird, but let's hear from President Joe Biden.
And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So,
Oh, really? Well, how about Canada? Justin Trudeau. What are you planning?
Building back better.
Okay. How about the Australians? What is your plan?
We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the New World Order. And yes, it will be pubs and clubs and other.
And the esteemed Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum.
We need a great reset.
World Government Summit. Your thoughts about the subject?
At Dubai Expo 2020. And the title of this session, are we ready for a new world order?
Okay, let's change subject. What is COVID-19, Mr. Gates, if you will?
It's a disease mainly of the elderly, kind of like flu.
And we have some sad news, I hear.
Well, sadly, the virus itself, particularly the variant called Omicron, is a type of vaccine that.
We do have some great news, doesn't we, Hillary?
Yes, we came, we saw, he died. Did it have anything to do with your visit? No, I'm sure it did.
I also hear that we have an unjust war in Ukraine. So who are we fighting for?
Right now, it's a critical time because we know that we not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order.
Well, again,
nice one.
This is not gonna be a usual podcast. Today I have invited former Call of Duty professional player Johan Lindqvist, and I checked it out, so I saw you had 9 LAN tournaments wins with Fnatic. That's if that's correct.
I think so. I think that's correct. At least 9 victories. The little awkward thing is that I don't actually remember like the victories or even like some of the losses. Don't really know what that why like how come is that way, but I don't know. I guess it was very hectic back then and like very, I don't know, I was like in some sort of bubble actually, I think. It's kind of hilarious. I don't remember like the lands and like I don't even remember all the lands I was to. That's pretty weird. If you compare me to like maybe Climax or someone else, like they can tell you exactly what they did on that specific LAN or like who they play with and everything. But for me, I'm almost clueless. It's pretty awkward actually. But yeah, at least 9 LAN victories. That's what we want, I think, according to the numbers.
So you're as clueless as me then.
Mm-hmm.
I had trouble finding the offline tournaments, and I don't know if I can ask that now when you say that. So, do you have any idea how that went?
Well, the LAN tournaments, you mean?
No, like online tournaments.
Oh, like the ESL ones and stuff like that. I know we won some, but I don't actually remember like exactly which tournaments we won. No, I have no idea. That's pretty awkward, isn't it? Since I was playing like professional in this, but I don't remember the victories that we had for some weird reason. I've been thinking about it, and I think it is because I didn't really care that much back in the days. If that makes sense. Like I wasn't had a really hard time to understand that. For example, like the first time someone came up to me and asked for my autograph, I was like, "Why the fuck do you want my autograph?" You know, that was like my first thought. It wasn't, like, of course, here you go. It was more like, what the fuck are you silly? Like, what do you want my autograph? And that was on DreamHack, I remember. I think it was DreamHack 2008 or something. And I started play professional 2007 with Fnatic. And I think it was 2008 on DreamHack that was the first autograph. And I got like, a lot of criticism from like the manager and stuff that I wasn't, being there for the fans, like they asking for configs or like demos and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? What do you want my stuff? I'd never understood. I don't know, like that kind of like people thought I was like kind of arrogant as well. But I didn't choose to be arrogant. I was just I was just whatever. I didn't really care about that much back then. I guess that's the most logic like explanation, I guess.
Yeah, one could see it like that. If I came up to you and you was like just shrugging me off, and I'm like the biggest fan, you would take it personal. Like, I fucking watched you for years, and you didn't even give me 2 minutes. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's true actually. I mean, I never heard really from. I didn't get so much criticism from like the fans. Maybe I did. I didn't read so many messages, but like that was kind of bad by me, to be honest, back then. But it goes like when it comes to like the team we met, we ever played against. I was never scared of like playing against a specific person. I didn't even know the lineups back then. I just joined the server. I came to a LAN. I didn't even know how to fucking set up my graphic setting and stuff. Steve had to help me out sometimes, and like I was super clueless. I could just go to a LAN, like connect my stuff to the computer, and then play. That's what I did. And then we had people in my team, of course, like Odix or like Kaochi or Stevie. They've been watching demos and stuff. Like, oh, this guy is doing this and that. I was completely clueless because I didn't want to adapt my gameplay or like our team gameplay to the enemies. I wanted us to play our game, do what we're best at, and like it didn't matter if it was fucking Heat or we were playing against, or like a really famous Cold 4 player or whatever. Didn't matter who it was. We were supposed to win, right? So I never really. Yeah, I guess that's why some people, especially in other teams, thought I was very like ignorant or whatever, something like that. I think that's what I heard at least.
They felt like they have earned your respect, and you didn't even know who they were.
Yeah, kind of like, I guess, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I guess that's a bit disrespectful. I don't know, but like, I don't know. I'm not that disrespectful. Maybe I was back then, but not now. I don't know. Do I sound very disrespectful when I say that? Maybe I do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how I would react. I would be confused at least if we would play on the same level for a few years, and I hear you say like I don't even know who you are, man. I'm like, we have been on 10 lands together fighting in the finals, and you're like, man, I don't know you.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and I remember like of course I remember a lot of people, players, but like today, I mean, for example, today still people are still playing Code 4, Climax and stuff, these online tournaments and even LANs now. And the Climax can sometimes be, no, we played against them. That guy, he played in that team, was really good. I was like, I have no fucking idea. He's just, why am I not? I'm not even surprised, Linqan, You don't remember shit. Like, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad thing, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was good back then.
I'm getting some Steve-O from Jackass vibes here. Did you have fun with drugs or?
I mean, I did try some drugs during the time I was in Fnatic. I did, but I don't think that that affected me that much. Maybe it did. Who knows? maybe. Because I remember because the first time I was in Holland was the first time. I think it was 2018 or something. No, 2008. Sorry. 2008, 2009 maybe. That was the first time I smoked marijuana in Holland. And I remember that it was, I remember so well when we were on our way to the playoffs day on AEF, must be 2010, right? Or 2009, I don't know. I don't even remember what year it was. But AEF, no, Antwerp Esport Festival, wasn't that one? See, I don't even remember the fucking tournaments. Anyway, it was a playoff day, and we had our manager Neil Kirk with us, and then Kaochi in the team. It was maybe 10 in the morning or something, and he had rolled like this big joint or something with purple haze, I remember. And he was like, let's smoke it towards the the competition, towards the tournament. Me, Odix, and Kaochi, we smoked some weed, and our manager was like, if you guys fucking lose this like semifinal now or final, we're gonna kick you guys out of this fucking organization. And we're like, whatever, man, it's gonna be fine. And we actually won that LAN super stoned. Me, Kaochi, and Odix were super stoned that tournament and won it actually. So yeah, I tried some drugs, yes, but only soft drugs. But we won the LAN Superstone. I don't even remember it, but it was great.
So
But I won the
it
which
was 2010.
2010, right?
Or maybe not. Antwerp Esport
No,
Festival.
it wasn't. It wasn't Antwerp. It was what the fuck was it called? The other one that was in like outside Amsterdam. It was not in Antwerp. It was it
The experience one. It was in Denmark, right? Or
experience one was in Denmark. Yeah,
that's
I don't
the
even know where I have.
E37.
Yeah, but that was in England, the English lands.
Okay.
I have to go my Twitch site. I remember I wrote everything down there, like the most. Like to have the sheet to even see what the land is called. See, I don't even remember that. And was one of the biggest land as well. I'm gonna see. Must be. Wait, Slap was in Copenhagen. Crossfire. It was Crossfire Intel Challenge, right? Yeah, in Enschede, Holland, 2010. That's the one.
So you crushed
Oh,
everybody high on that one.
Yes.
I mean,
that's correct.
That's a great story, at least.
There's actually there's actually a clip back then when Tosspot, one of the famous like commentators, he after that win we get like he wants to have some comments from from us in the team, and I remember after that that match I was so exhausted, like mentally. I was so drained. I was completely fried. Went down for some fresh air, and there was like a Dutch guy coming up and like, "Hey, you want to celebrate? Smoke this one." I was like, "Oh, it's a joint, yeah. It's called Amnesia Haze." I was like, oh, "Okay, let's try it." And I smoked that one. Went in back to the tournament. The prize ceremony is happening, and then Tosspot is gonna interview me. He asked me some very basic, like super easy questions, and I am so baked and out of my mind. So like that is actually on YouTube, and it's so fucking awkward that clip. Like he asked me like, what will you say to your grandchildren, you know, like when they get old, you know, about this day? And I would be like, what the fuck do I say? I say like go no life or something. I just say random shit. I don't even respond like, you know, like on any question like properly, to be honest, because I don't even know where I am, kind of. I was so drained and stoned. But yeah, we won that LAN. We won that LAN.
Yeah, why you don't remember it might be in the name. Amnesia.
Exactly.
It's a small clue.
Yeah, it's a little hint that you might not remember it. But yeah, it it struck me hard. I can tell you that. Maybe it struck me for 4 years. That's why I don't remember anything. Who knows? It was a really good one. It was good times, anyways. Don't regret it. It was hilarious, and we won. So what the fuck? It worked for us.
If you don't remember everything about the career, so I had a question here that what did you take out of playing, and what's the best thing with have been in a professional team?
Like what I can miss today is like the competitive scene, you know, like go to the lands, you know, with your team, and you know, like to compete on a stage. I fucking love that. And I got nervous once, I remember, and that was the first one I went to with Fnatic. It was in Birmingham. That time it was like was this league for, I think it was CSOs. They had, you know, like these big teams. It was called like London Mint. What the fuck were they called? Like CS. I don't remember what the actual league was called, but it was like worldwide. And they had like London Mint, Stockholm, something. They had like different, like, you know, like teams from different countries, basically. And they were thinking of taking in Code 4 to the league. So that was the first one I was to, and that was the first time I met Hiron, the CS professional guy. And that time I remember I was really nervous, and we got knocked out in the. This is weird because this I remember very good. This might maybe because this was the first LAN for me on a professional level. And we lost towards Reason in winner bracket, ended up in losing bracket, and then we won from loser bracket. That LAN. That was the first LAN, and was the only LAN I actually been really nervous at. But I missed it. I missed the competitive part, you know, with always competing against other players on like a stage, for example. Because I feel so fucking comfortable when I'm on the stage, because I could see other people were so nervous, and I could just sit there with a smile, like, oh, this is so fucking nice. Let's play. That I almost get like goosebumps, like my hair is almost like standing up when I'm thinking about it, because that I can miss actually a lot. That's basically the biggest thing I miss, to compete like on a professional level on the stage with like commentaries and stuff. It was so fucking fun. it was probably the best time of my life, I would say.
Yeah, one thing I've been thinking about when you're on stage, how much can you hear when they have the live commentary? Do you hear anything, or like do you get a clue?
Not really. I never it never happened to me, at least. Maybe it happened to someone else in my team, but it never happened that you could hear some crowd and you're not commentary saying something. You're like, okay, that guy must be close over here. Nah, nothing like that. But you're so zoned in as well in the game. At least me. Like I don't see the crowd. I don't even look at them like during the matches. Like I'm I'm in the zone, just looking at the monitor. Like my teammates talking. So you don't really have time or like to focus on anything else than the game, I would say.
Yeah. How are you with your teammates nowadays? Do you still hang out, or?
I used to have now I haven't been in contact with Kyochi. Like me and Kyochi, we've been we've been meeting each other like couples of times a year, but now I haven't heard from him in maybe 4 or 5 months, I would say. I think he met a girl with kids and stuff, so I think he's pretending to be a dad nowadays. But Steve, I haven't talked to. I think it was this winter I talked to him last time. But he got a kid as well. Lives in Belgium. And Oddix, I've been having we haven't seen each other in maybe 3-4 years. Rive, I talk to him like now and then, but like not that often. But I do stay in touch with basically all of them, except like Zenit, for example, I played with a while. The Norwegian guy, AK-47. I haven't talked to since we stopped playing, basically. But I guess the rest of the guys, I'm in some way in contact with. Like Kyo, for example, I'm in more contact with him than with Oddix. But Kyo is basically the only guy from the team that I've been seeing after like the Fnatic era, whatever you call it.
Yeah. One thing I want to go back to when you said you met Heaton, because I remember I was at DreamHack in 2011, just like a fan, and Get Right came walking with his girl, and I was so fucking awkward.
You starstruck.
Yeah, I went up to him. I reached out my hand, and he took the hand. Like I should say something. I was like, but and I dropped the hand and walked away. And he looked at me like, what the fuck?
That's funny you mentioned the Get Right, because he's actually, I have him on Steam actually. I talked to him, like we didn't play it together, but we still have like contact. I don't know if I can say that, but I was supposed to go and have some beers with him actually some weeks ago. It was before this happened, so I guess it was like 9-10 weeks ago or something, before I broke my foot. I met him a bit when we played together as well, but we didn't really get that tight. But we've been talking to each other, but we never played with each other. Actually, I've been playing more Counter-Strike, I think. I played with Get Right and like Forest and some like really good players before Code 4 was even, like big basically. So Counter-Strike have actually been my like main game since I was a little kid. I've been playing CS since 1.3. So I picked the wrong game, man. I picked Code 4 instead of CS. If I picked CS, who knows? Maybe I was like became a CS professional back then. Who knows?
Yeah, I would think so. If you manage to do it in Call of Duty, why not Counter-Strike?
Yeah, I've been saying that to most of my friends. Like, should have aimed for CS instead of Code 4. But I don't regret focusing Code 4 because it was a blast. But yeah, who knows? We'll never find out.
Yeah, well, what could have been.
Yeah,
but
for
it's
sure.
Definitely for me. It's I even play from time to time again, and it's super fun.
You mean CS or
No Call of Duty
Call
4.
of Duty? Yeah.
I have like 1,000 hours on CS2, so I've been dabbling.
Yeah, I think it's so cool that I don't know why it is like this, but I think it's a bit amazing that it's still called 4 lands today. Like now there was it a creation land? It was on a creation land, right? That was happened like some week ago, or 2 weeks ago or something. Some weeks ago, I don't know. I think it was a Croatia, or yeah, and now it's gonna be one in what's the other one also in Croatia? I don't know, but it was like Now I'm just fucking saying random shit here because I'm not sure, but
It sounds familiar. I dropped into Glimax streams a couple of weeks ago, and he had some fundraising for a LAN he was about to attend. I don't know if he even went or not, but
yeah, I seen on Twitter something that he'd been tweeting out, and I saw like like it was like a LAN, code 4 LAN with 32 teams already paid and shit. It was like I was like, what? Why? Or I think it's pretty cool that people are still playing this game like until today. I mean, it is a great game. It's super clean. It's fast paced. It's 5 versus 5. It's like CS, Search and Destroy. It's a great game, and I think it's a shame that it wasn't, that it didn't become bigger than it did back then. I think the reason that it didn't become as big as it could, get is because Call of Duty, they just release new copies every year. They just want to sell copies. That's what they want to do. They don't give a fuck about the competitive scene, when it comes to PC at least. But when it comes to console, they have like big, like tournaments and stuff, but not for PC. I think that's pretty sad.
yeah, they definitely went for the money instead of have the elite players. They want the casual 12-year-old.
Yeah, they just want to sell the new copies to the new kids every single year, Christmas presents. They just want to sell copies and their money. That's what they want to do. And I think that's pretty sad.
It's sad, but it's a great business decision from them, I think.
Yeah, of course. They earn some money, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Counter-Strike could do that anymore. You can't really
no.
start making 10 Counter-Strike games now and hoping to have a esports scene also in the old game or new every year. That wouldn't fly.
That wouldn't work. I don't think so either.
Yeah, they have to be very similar if you do that. If you play like FIFA, you can update that every year, just
exactly.
New guys, but
new players, new coach. Exactly.
The game is still the same.
Yeah, no, for sure that wouldn't work with CS. CS is such a like fragile game. Like there's so many people. I think CS might be the game that was the first FPS games for so many players. They don't even have to play CS today, but it's like everyone, even like girls in my age, they know what Counter-Strike is. So you can always, I don't know, it's such a huge game, and I think that if you go in CS and change too many things at the same time, people will there'll be a riot. People go nuts, I think.
Yeah. How do you feel like when you're going into a server now? Are you still happy with getting shot in the head by some random 12-year-old screaming in Russia, or?
No, I fucking hate it. I'm when it comes to gaming or like everything that's can be competitive, I want to win. Doesn't matter like my sister, for example, she had 3 kids. I can play like a Swedish game like Fia med knuff, or like some stupid easy game, children's game basically. Then my sister came out, but let them win now, after I've been winning like 5 times and screaming like, "Ah, suckers, yeah, eat that," I can be so fucking immature because I want to win, and my sister can be like, "Can you just let them win?" But no, why the fuck will I let them win? They need to learn the hard way, And it's the same thing when I go like on the servers or whatever. Like I hate getting owned. I hate getting owned because especially in FPS games, if you get owned like in a duel, or like in CS, in Code 4, for example, whatever, you feel like if you get one tapped in the head, you feel like fuck, that guy was better than me. Maybe not the first time. First time you maybe are like, okay, he was lucky, I get him next time. But when you get owned a couple of times in a row, I can start fuming and become like I'm a really bad maybe bad loser, and also like I want to win all the time. That's just how it is. So I hate getting shot in the head by 12-year-old Russians who yells kurva så gick bad or something like that.
Yeah, my worst rage game, I think it was in Call of Duty 2, and I had one guy in the back and I missed, and he turned around and killed me. So I rage quit, uninstalled the game, took the CD because we had CDs back then, and I bicycled over to the river and dropped the CD in the river.
In the water.
Yeah, and went home.
Like fuck that game. It's more difficult to do that nowadays when you don't have a CD. You have to throw the whole computer in the in the river instead.
Yeah, I'm surprised still today when I think about it that I didn't turn around, because it's like a 2-3 minute bike over there. You should cool down and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't destroy this.
Yeah, you should regret your decision, kind of, but you
Yeah.
didn't. You
No.
just dropped it. You were done.
Yeah.
Did you play it? Did you play any more COD after that?
Yeah, I bought a new CD like 2 days later and installed it again.
Question: Did you before you bought the new CD? Did you go back and look for the CD in the water?
No, that's no point. It's like 3 meters deep.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, fair enough. It would be fun if you like regret. Well, you kind of regret your decision, right? But it would be fun if you will go back and look for a CD and then find it and actually work. That would be pog. Would be something.
Yeah, could go for a dive nowadays and see if it's still there.
Do it. That would be a story
Frame
to tell your grandchildren.
For sure. So about always trying to win. So let's think about the new generation that's are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
If you, let's say every parent today has a child playing games, what would you tell them if you go in and sit down and you see them getting like 2 kills in a whole map and they're like, I'm going to be a pro? How would you break it to them that you suck bananas? Or if they're doing good, how would you coach someone to keep improving?
I think I'm not sure about this, but I have the feeling that like competitive gaming doesn't suit everyone for sure. Like I think it's I will work a lot like either you have it kind of like when it comes to game sense, for example. That's something I mean, aim is something you can practice. Game sense, I think, I don't even know how you practice game sense because that's something that just happens with you playing, you know? And especially if you play against like, if you know who you're playing against, you know, the actual players and how they play, sure, you can understand like their play style. But I think that it's so difficult. Like either like if you have the aim and if you have the game sense, like the game sense, you know, like kind of where the people are and stuff like that. You know, you don't know exactly where they are, but you kind of know you have a grip kind of where the people are. I think it's super important to if you're playing in a team in a amateur team or whatever that it's so easy to replace players in your team. It's very easy to blame others before blaming like looking at yourself. I can promise you that you like if you're an amateur and you playing games and let's say that you 35 bomb and you still lose and your teammates have like 5 frags or whatever, like sure you need probably that, you know, a really good like map or like a really good match with having so many frags, but frags isn't everything and you can always improve. Like I watched my own demos, for example, back in the days when I could play. I did never watched other people's demos. I always watched my own, and that was to see what I could do different in different scenarios because I think it's like that's one of the things that you should be critical like towards yourself first of all, because it's super easy to point fingers and oh my god, my mate, they suck, you know, they fucked up that round or whatever. But I promise you, if you go to yourself, there's things that you can improve, and if you start improving, you keeping like if you stay together with your team as well, because it's so easy to point fingers like nah, we lost that match because of him. And that's happening in Code 4 as well. That like reason, for example, like any team lost like a final, then they changed a player because they didn't win. But if you change a player, like all the chemistry between all the players, you know, when you're playing. When I played with like Haochi and Odix and everyone, you know, like I knew how they played and where they were. You know, I could just check on the minimap and I know, okay, it didn't say like Odix was that, you know, little green digit on the minimap, but I know that Odix plays there, you know, he likes to go there. I know where I have him when I'm doing different things. And that I think that is super important because you can never win, you know, like something completely solo. You need your team for that. So I think it's what I think when I see like, I mean, I have some friends that have kids. I don't even have kids myself, but they are like 13, 14, 15, and they've been starting playing Valorant and stuff. And they are blaming, you know, their teammates and everything all the time. And like, oh, we're playing, you know, like an amateur team here, but we have to replace stuff. And I'm like, just try to stick together, you know, and get very good together. And in that way, you might, you know, like become better. That would be my like biggest tips, I think. Be critical to yourself, stay together, and just keep on grinding. Especially if it's a new game, grind. Just play as much as you can. Because with playing, you get game sense, you learn like the maps, you know, everything. I don't think there's any shortcuts there when it comes to you need to play a lot. That's what it's like. All the good players today, they've been playing a lot. They have thousands of hours. They don't have 10 hours in a game or like 100 or 200 hours. They have thousands of hours and been playing like so much.
Yeah, it's the 10,000 hours mark. If you wanna
Exactly. Yeah.
become the best at something.
Yeah, that's actually true, I think. But I would say like stick together, like try to improve your own gameplay.
Yeah.
And also like help out. But like when you're young, it's very, I think it's when you're young, it's very difficult to take criticism and feedback from other people, especially if you think you're better than them. People have such a big big ego today, I think.
Yeah, I had that too when I tried to get my on the top of the game, but I also realized the gaming it's a bit politics in it when you're not the best, and that was surprising to me, because when I started, I was playing Call of Duty 2, and between 2 and 4, it was like in the middle there, and I talked to Minter, that was your captain.
Yeah, first captain. Yeah.
Yeah, and I talked to him, and it's like I want to have an opportunity, and he brought me into FC Zeta, and then I played there for like 2 months, and then Tsar, I think his name was in game.
What was his name? Sara?
No, Zeta AR.
Oh, Sar. Oh yeah, Sar. Yeah.
And he one day just came in, and he was like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I talked to Minter, and I've been playing here for a while." And he was like, "I don't fucking know you," and he just straight up banned me.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking mad, because I was like, "Dude, I'm better than you," and he was like, "I don't fucking care. I'm old school. I'm ruling this place."
Yeah.
And it was so devastating. I was like, I'm so close to have a chance to get, and I got to play with like most of the best Swedish players for a short while, and he just took the feet out of under me, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that's unfair. I mean, I think it's like that it was like that. I don't know how it is now, but you know when when IRC, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
IRC, right? You're talking about, yeah, the channels. It was the same with like with Call of Duty 4. They had like Code 4 pre-invite or like Code 4 invite or whatever. Then there's like this. There was, and I think they're so hypocritical. Like there's so many players out there that's so fucking hypocritical, because especially when it comes to with people in power, like they say, like I don't know who it was that was in who had the power to invite teams in Code 4 invite or pre-invite. I don't even remember, because I was just there, because I was in Fnatic, so I didn't have to deal with that shit. But I remember there was like talk back then. I reading something on IRC, and that but this guy's cheating. No, he can't be that good. And then it's like. Then it's this random guy, I don't know who, maybe in Denmark or in Germany, sitting there fucking telling other people now, but they are too good, they must be cheating. So he's basically, like just like Minter did with you're not even giving you the chance.
No, Minter gave me the chance. It was Tsar that.
Tsar, okay,
yeah.
Fuck you up. Okay, yeah. And same there, like Tsar playing, like he was playing in Who Crew, for example, like in Code 1, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, he played. I think they had the mix with the 3 stars and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a long time ago.
It's funny that you mentioned Minter, because I didn't even think about Minter when I was thinking about back then. But Minter was actually my first team captain. He was the one who brought me in Fnatic.
Yeah, he was super cool to me, at least. So
yeah, but he was nice. He was super chill. I think he was called Martin. I think I talked to him like it was many years now ago. Maybe it was like 10 years ago or something. I talked to him. Sem, you remember Sem?
Yep.
I talked to him like maybe that was like half a year ago or something. I have all these guys on like Steam, but so it happens like now and then. I see, like Sam can start playing a game, then I can say like, "Oh, are you still playing?" Yeah, sure. And he lives pretty close to me actually. He lives south of Stockholm.
Oh, sweet.
Minter, yeah, the Deagle Master, the world's best Deagler with scope.
Yeah, but when he was playing, that was a thing. Most of the scope guys, I mean, they all deagled.
Yeah.
Deagle.
Yeah, he had he had more frags with Deagle than with the scope. He was decent with scope, but it wasn't like amazing, like Steve or like Climax nowadays.
No, but I think that's because they changed up the scope after when he was done. They made the scope faster in scope out in and out, and it wasn't that clunky.
Yeah, I know what you
Because
mean.
when he played, it was the beginning. It was not pro mode, the spam mode.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the first Call of Duty 4 tournaments, H2K played with the Mini Uzi Red Dot, like had no recoil.
Yeah.
And everybody in the team had that fucking gun. And they banned it after that because they was like on strike standing in the street and people tried to run over them and they're pros and they have
Yeah.
no recoil. So
I couldn't see on the minimap either. You just hear something really like low, like shooting peanuts or something. Yeah.
It's such a stupid gun.
True, for sure. But thank God for fucking pro mod and stuff that they fixed that, so we didn't play the game with all the shit that's actually in the game. But they made it clean.
Yeah, about pro mod, have you tried the new one that what's it? Fantasy is making? That's
Oh, you
called pro
mean
mod.
yeah, but that's not gonna happen, I think.
Oh no,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
that's
Yeah,
why
so
it's been down, I guess.
I
I've
don't know if I
been
was supposed to say that, but but yeah. Anyways, whatever. I don't care. No, that's not gonna happen. I think they're focusing on some. I think that what are they called? Bulkhead, right? The gaming. What's it called? The one Bramerton and and Fantasy. What is it called? Fantasy and Bramerton. They're working for Bulkhead, and I think the investors for Bulkhead, they want them to focus on another game. So that's gonna stand still for a while, I think. If it's gonna happen, I don't know.
Oh, that sucks. I
But
liked
yeah,
it.
but I tried it, and it was really like it. It reminded me. I mean, you that played it. I mean, I didn't play COD 2 like you did, but I guess it's. I will say it is a mix of like COD 2 and COD 4 kinda, with a new, like fresh something with it. I don't know, but if it's like a mix of COD 4 and COD 2.
I would say it's closer to Counter-Strike and Call of Duty 4.
Okay then, yeah, maybe it is.
But yeah, well, COD 2, I've been playing that 2 last weeks. I don't know. It's maybe because I sent the message if you want to come on the podcast and I got nostalgic
but
and
but it's.
started playing a bit.
I mean, it's a great game.
Yeah, but the COD 2 guys, they're still good. The Call
They
of
are.
Duty 4 guys, if I go into a random server, I still can own them. But
They're still crap.
yeah, but the COD 2 guys, they're always 1 or 2 guys there. That's
Okay.
fucking owning the server. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But
Give
that's
me a
most
break.
likely the Croatian guy that has been playing for 15 years.
I don't know. The same with COD 4. There's so many Croatian players. What's going on in Croatia? Did COD 2 and COD 4 just get released in Croatia? I don't know. It's funny that they are the ones that actually plays the games the most in the whole Europe, it seems like.
Well, maybe they have the same issues you had with COD 2. You didn't have the computer, and then now they got it.
True, true.
And they're like, just 10 years after.
Yeah, I remember like, cause it wasn't COD 1. It all like started for me. I played in like I remember I played in the national team. I played with. Do you remember Flow? He played COD 1 and COD 2 in Svea. What were they called? What are they called? Svea Royal. Rive played there as well in COD 2.
Unfamiliar.
But anyways, I remember because they were sheet accusing me. That's a typical example also. I was 13 back then, I think. And I think this guy Flo was maybe 18, 19. And I think Kicker, remember Kicker?
Yeah, the one with the hat.
Kicker was in that game as well. And I remember there was a friend of mine who showed me like he's been watching. He downloaded, I think it was Kicker or Flo's demo from the national match when we played against someone, maybe Czechoslovakia or something. And the guys in my team are actually cheat accusing me. In my own team, like the own national team, they're like, this guy, I came from nowhere. Who the fuck is he? Like, who is this Linqan guy? He's 13 years old or 14, and he's really good. So they thought I was cheating. That was kind of hilarious, actually.
So that would have been back in the clan-based days, I guess.
Yeah, it was back in the good old clan-based days.
Yeah, that's I have so many fond memories from the clan-based days. And when we started playing, because we came late in COD 1, it was just a few months before COD 2 came out. And we came from Battlefield 1941 or 42. 1942, I think the game is.
Yeah.
And we jumped into Call of Duty 1 and almost straight away Call of Duty 2 came, and we was like 10 guys from my village playing. We had the team name was We Live in Colby, so Call of Duty COD team.
That was a good
The
one, actually.
Colby COD team, yeah, not Call of Duty.
I
So,
get it.
and I remember because we had one guy, Martin, and he had been playing Clan Wars in Battlefield Vietnam.
Okay.
So he was like, "This is super serious. It's like the biggest tournament, guys. You have to." And I was like super scared the first game. I couldn't even fucking hold my mouse. I was shaking. Yeah. And
Also my
then
first
we
one.
played some old school Swedish team like Kakao, or some of the guys was already 4 years old, I think.
Holy shit.
Some really old guys.
So he's retired today for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was fun. I fucking hate it. I would like to play you because I had some recorded games, and I put a short frag movie together. But I have it on my old YouTube channel, and it went like 10 years. And I guess
Okay.
they removed them if you
Removed
never
it.
log in.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So I
maybe you
fucking
become like
lost it.
inactive. Oh,
It's
that's
so
typical.
because I played a mixed game there against some SK guys in COD 2, and I take 4 in one round, and I'm so fucking proud of that achievement, and now I can't show it to my children, and it sucks.
That's actually something I regret, because I recorded everything, and I have I don't know, now I'm too lazy because I have like an old hard drive, you know, these external ones, like really big ones. It's like one, I mean, if it's like 500 gig or 1 terabyte, but it's really huge. And in that one, I have all my demos from COD 4 days. Everything is in there. And I actually opened it up because I wanted to like install it in my computer, but it didn't work. So I have to like turn it in or something. But that would be fun. And that's something I regret, because there were actually people or like fans that were contacting me, you know, like to make a frag movie. But I was like, the fuck want to make a frag? Here we go again. You know, why do we want to make a frag movie? You know, with my shit. But because back then I never wanted like the attention or anything. I think that's what many wanted. You know, like Steve and everything. They love the fucking attention. I didn't really. I can enjoy the attention absolutely, but I'm not the one that's search for it. If you know what I mean. Like but anyways, that's something I regret. I didn't let someone make a fragment, because it would be fun to look back at, because there's many memories. I can remember like some frags I did that was like insane, but I don't remember like which tournament it was. But I remember where I was, on the map, and which map it was, and maybe I guess too. But which tournament it was, I have no idea. But I have all those demos and everything in on my old hard drive. Actually, would be fun to actually dig it out and see how it looks like. Or like maybe this one guy actually, when I streamed a couple of months ago, that asked me to like send me all the stuff, and I can make a frag movie for you. That might happen one day. It would be fun actually to look back.
Yeah, you should really do that for yourself too. I have the frag movie in my head, and one of the best shots I ever made, like on video, that's in Call of Duty 2, and I'm on Dawnville. You didn't
Best
play
map.
COD 2?
Nah, but I know.
Yeah.
I've been playing COD 2 and the COD
And
1. So.
I took the sniper's place in the spawn and watching when he's running in the backside, and the sniper comes running. I'm just one shot, headshot, and just runs away. I'm like, yeah, man.
Was it unscoped or was it with scope?
No, I scoped in, but usually
Okay.
they go to it's like a pallet where they stop and aim, and you have the scope battle. But I just went there and I saw him running, and I just scoped in one shot. And
were you Axis side or were you Alliance side?
Axis.
Axis.
So I'm shooting
like,
up in the
hotel or something, or?
Yeah, when he's running into the house that's in the middle
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
And like, and also the SK mix, that was to COD 2 also. Well, the whole fragment was COD 2 when I think about it. So, that's on Toshen, and I remember all the kills like pam 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 pam. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So you should really try to fix that. Looking back like in 10 years, showing you
Yeah,
off.
I should probably do that. Like one of the things I was so picky like back in it because I remember that I kind of like prepared for a frag movie, but I thought that like an ace. Well, I'm still so picky like until today because if I look at myself playing and I'm doing an ace for in CS or whatever game it is, like if it's not like super fucking insane, it's not anything special, and especially with SMG, which I played back then, like spraying down like 3 people in the back. I don't think that's so. It doesn't look so. I mean, it's not so difficult. You know what I mean? So it have to be like really fucking like crazy. And I think the most crazy clips I made back then was mostly with Deagle, like jump shooting or stuff like that, like one tapping someone. Sure, it might be luck as well, but crazy stuff like that, for example. But I'm very picky. But I guess I'll have to, like someone else have to be the judge, because if I'm gonna be the judge, nothing's gonna come out there.
Yeah, you're very different from your teammates, as you say. They're Climax. I mean, does he have like 10 movies out there, and he's still making
10.
them?
Yeah, fucking Climax the movie 1448 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Climax, we're like we're like day and night when it comes to that stuff. But I wish I was more like Climax when it comes to like I'm good at this. Look at this. What do you guys think? I have a really hard time doing that. Really hard time. I don't know. Maybe it's what's it called? The Swedish Jantelag. Have you heard about that one?
Yeah, no, we
You're not
have the.
supposed, that you think you are something. Fuck this. Sit down in the boat and take it easy. Don't think you're better than someone else or think that you're good or something. I think that's what's in my back of my head or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What's the next thing for you then? Are you still going? Are you going to be a gamer your whole life, or
I don't
never
know,
going to
man.
cool off?
I think I will be gaming in my soul the rest of my life, but like nowadays, for example, like I do play games. Like I can play CS with friends for fun, for example. But it's just fun for a while because it's not fun when you're losing, and I want to win, like I mentioned earlier. Then I can get tired. Then it's more like It's like I'm sitting and like I'm smashing my head towards a wall because I'm not getting anywhere. It's like I'm still like sometimes I can get this feeling like, oh my, but let's focus on CS. Let's try to get a team going. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm almost 40 years old soon. But so I don't know. I think I will always be a gamer in my soul, but I will always game for sure. But like nowadays, for example, I play World of Warcraft now and then. I play CS. I can play Dota. I can play Rust. I played some Rust with Climax here the other day. I guess that's the boomer games I'm gonna play nowadays. Maybe some Rust, build some houses, pick some flowers with Climax. Hunt some boars in the woods.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you there. I'm so in the boomer games. I'm playing Age of Empires and stuff like that, listening to a podcast,
Yeah,
not giving a shit.
drinking some coffee, taking chill, smoking a cigarette. Yeah, I think it's more on the cash. I mean, yeah, I'm too old now to do something professional, but I will always be a gamer in my heart for sure. I will always have it close to me. I'm keeping updates on Counter-Strike tournament, stuff like that, trying to see what's going on. And yeah, who knows? Maybe today I'm very pleased with the work I have, but it would be fun to in some way kind of work with esports. I have so many contacts, and I'm kind of stupid actually that I don't even work with esport with so many contacts with like Logitech and like other like big companies that have been sponsoring me, for example, and stuff like that. I have really good contacts all over Europe that I don't really use at all. I guess that's because I'm pretty pleased where I am right now in my life. Like except this shit, the broken foot. But except that, I'm pretty pleased where I am today. So we'll see what happens in the future. You never know.
Yeah, it would be fun to see like an old school gamer actually getting in there, like analyze the games. I feel like because I'm not from the Counter-Strike scene, but when I'm watching, they had the tournament 2 weeks ago, or when was it?
Yeah, in Cologne, yeah.
And the people I'm seeing, I'm like, everybody is new and I don't know them. It
Yeah,
makes no sense. Who is this guy to tell me that something was good or bad?
yeah. But I guess you're like me then, because when I look at those games, the guys that I recognize is the fucking guy that's standing behind him, their coach. You know, like
Yeah.
Robban, like from SK, or like who else is there? What's that guy? The Danish guy? I don't know what it's called. But yeah, you see all these old professionals standing behind them, and I think that's pretty cool actually. But it's nowadays, like, I mean, there's some what is it called? Some 16 or 17-year guy from like Russia or Ukraine or something that's like is insane. It's called like Monty or something. Monty. Something like that.
Yeah, I recognize the name. Yeah, when I
But
watch.
that's a guy that's can be like, he can become like, when I've been watching him sometimes, and he have the game sense like I mentioned earlier, and like he's such a good aim, and he's been playing the game since probably, since he was, breastfed by his mom, since he was 3 years old or something. He's probably been playing CS all his life, short life. But he's one of those guys that's gonna be really big in the Counter-Strike was it scene for a long time, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just we're almost up an hour here, but before we end, just
That
the
went
game.
fast.
Yeah,
Feels like
when
50 minutes.
yeah, actually, but the game sense.
Yeah.
I'm so into that because I played with guys that like I'm going to sneak around here and you're sitting there trying not to disturb them like in the round, and you're like, why don't you just go right and just left, and you would have him in the back, and they go like the opposite and get killed, and you're like, So yeah, there's something to it, but if you have 5 guys, you have at least 4 different play styles, maybe 5, but there are in my, I think it's at least 2 guys on the team is always kinda in sync, and the rest is doing something else. But
They're on their own little trip, kind of.
yeah, and I remember, I'm not gonna call him out because I've been visiting
Do
him.
it, do
I,
it.
I know, no, I know him still. He's a
Get
great
tricky.
guy. He's a great guy, but he's a weird play style, really weird. He's doing like you would never think about doing it, and sometimes it works out, but sometimes he gets fucked because he starts overthinking. He's like, I need to go over here and then stand here for 10 seconds and move over there. And he was great when we did tactics and stuff like that because he overthinked everything. He was like, okay, run from the spawn, and he threw an aid. Okay, that 10-second run, I need to throw it at 4 seconds and aim there. And he was great for that. But when you overanalyze when you're in game, it gets a bit troublesome sometimes.
Yeah, I can hear that. Like that, I think me myself have never ever that never happened to me. I think that I've been overthinking something, and I think something that's very important also when it comes to, like, it's not. I guess it's game sense and the information you are being given. Like, it's so important with great communication in a team. And it's important that for me, it's very important that the communication happens like this. Like, when you see something, you call it out right away. Like, when you die, you don't say, oh, jävla fitta. You say, like, you say, oh, one is there, and then you can curse in your language if you want to. But give me the information so I can adapt where I'm going with the information I get. That's super important for me. So I can hate playing with friends of mine. I can out them all. X17, Urgen, all these noobs, like, they are good. They can shoot people, but like when they die, they're like, oh, jävla skit, eller fuck's sake, and they're like, where are they? And then I get the information like 15 seconds late, and that can fuck up my round, or like, like my plan in my head. So super important with that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I've been on that. I think that's the best thing with me. I think I've always been the guy that's, when I die, I'm just jumping all over the spectate and like calling shit.
Yeah.
And people are just playing. I'm like, okay, you saw one is running there, then there and there. And sometimes if you play with a guy that calls everything he sees, that's a problem, because then I'm talking over him. And so
same here.
So yeah, I got some issues with that when you overcall. But
I think that's bad. I think that's kind of, I don't know. I'm exactly the same, because sometimes it can happen as well. Like, because if I like you say, if you spectate someone and you see that he sees someone but he doesn't say it, like, directly, What the fuck's happened with my phone? I'm talking to the fuck. Wait, that was weird. I was talking to my phone apparently for some reason. No, so I'm just like you, like when it comes to that, and that can become awkward. Like if you're gonna call it because that person is never calling anyways, and then you say it and he says something as well, and then he doesn't hear anything, or like can be complaints like that. But better too much information than no information for me at least.
Yeah, I felt the same. But then you play with some guy that's say two words and nothing more because if you say anything else, his fucking head explodes. He's like, roof left side. If you say anything else, he's going bananas.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. I think if a person is like that in the game, maybe it's gonna be very difficult for you to become, like a professional. Because you need to be able to multitask. You need to be able to aim, call out things, and do all these things at the same time, kind of. And so many people, they are just playing their game. They're really good at it, but they don't communicate. And I think that's a very common thing when it comes to gamers in general. They don't say shit. I mean, I have friends who've been playing CS for over 10 years, and they still can't communicate. They will never learn. Like if they haven't learned in 10 years, they don't have it in them. You know what I mean? And that's what I think I said like in the beginning, that either you have it or you don't have it. I think
Yeah, definitely. I think my issue was when I was close to getting where I wanted. I started working and I had a girl, and so I never got the aim to the tip top. I had like, you are the number 1% of the gamers. I was like maybe in the 5%, and in between there is not too many guys, and it's very specific things a team is looking for. I remember the last team I played for, I had a girlfriend, and I tried out and we played a few games, and I missed some easy shots, and I was like, no, you're not gonna cut it. And I was like,
you're not gonna make it. Sorry.
I'm gonna go back and use my dick and enjoy that time. And that was end of my gaming. After that, it's been downhill.
Oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Well, do you have anything you want to shout out or something?
I don't know. I'm a simple guy. But I can say this, a shout out to all the COD 4 players out there that still hang in today and fucking playing the game. I think that's super fun. I think it's super fun to watch as well. I still think that it's one of the best games to watch on streams, actually. It goes so fast and really fast paced, and I think it's amazing what all the players, but like back in the scenes, like COD 4 scenes, I don't even know who they are, but everyone that is like, working for COD 4, again, it's insane, to making all these fucking tournaments happening and everything. I'm not even playing, like, I'm not going to go into the lands, and if I will go there, I will be either some sort of coach, fucking meme coach, or just sit there and drink beer and enjoy the game, I think. But yeah, shout out to all the guys that are working with COD 4, even today. Kudos to you guys.
I mean, it's out there now, so if any Croatian I think I had one listener from Croatia. So
okay.
If he is playing Call of Duty, you have a coach if you need it.
Yeah, hook me up. It'll be fun.
Yeah, well, thank you, and
thank you,
have
man.
a great evening.
You too. Time flies. Damn, felt like 50 minutes. When you said 1 hour, I was like, what the fuck, really? But yeah, thank you, man. It was fun.
Yeah, that's a podcast life. You get in a vortex.
Yeah, you get in the zone.
Yeah.
That was fun. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problems. See ya. Have a great day.
Take care, dude. Take care. Bye.
Bye.